Good afternoon and welcome to California Southern University's 2017 graduation ceremony. I would like to take the opportunity to thank all the parents, family, and friends for the love and support you have given our graduates throughout their academic journey. I have been given the honor of announcing the graduates and reading their bios as they walk across the stage. So with 90-plus graduates attending the ceremony, let us begin. And please forgive any mispronunciations. Alice Allen Irvine, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. Alice Allen Irvine lives in Northern California with her only child, Tyler. She has worked at Kaiser Permanente as a medical social worker for the past 20 years in various case management and clinical roles. Alice's dissertation focus was on exploring the role of shame and stigma surrounding suicidal depression among Christians. She thanks her daughter Tyler and godmother Sarah for all of their love and support. Alice's plan to gain licensure as a psychologist. Ultimately, she hopes to open her own psychology consultant firm. Marta Ardema. Marta has been interested in behavioral science ever since she was a young girl living in the South American jungle. It was there she discovered her passion for helping people. She thanks her late mother, Maddie, who inspired her in her a love of learning and taught her how to be resilient and follow her dreams. Marta's current goal is to obtain her licensure as a psychologist. Ultimately, she believes this will allow her to better serve her clients in the area of mental health. James Barry, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. James had been interested in behavioral sciences since following his initial passion working with musicians and producing music. With deep gratitude, James gives thanks to the mentors at California Southern University, particularly Dr. Pardo and Dr. Stacy, the Betty Ford Center, and Camille Nicholas for their support posthumously to his mother, father, and stepfather, from whom he has assimilated unconditional love, resilience, and stick-to-itiveness. And most of all, James expresses gratitude and love to his best friend and husband, Joseph. Always, always, Namansat. Percival Brown, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. Thanks to the staff of CalSouthern for paying it forward. Poonam Chosky, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. From Fremont, California, Poonam has been interested in the behavioral sciences since beginning of her undergraduate studies. She would like to thank her parents, her rock, her spouse, Sagar, and family members for their continuous support and encouragement to reach her dreams. Poonam's focus is to provide mental health services and ultimately open up a private practice specializing in children and teens, as well as to become a professor to teach child psychology courses. Salome Dubensky, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Salome's passion lies in providing psychotherapy in the area of maternal mental health, specializing in prenatal loss. She is very active in the community, bringing awareness to these issues. She also created and implemented as an hospital-based support program that provides care to parents coping with miscarriage, stillbirth, and infant death. This program is now being utilized at several hospitals in San Diego. Her goal is to become a licensed psychologist. Mihai Google, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Mihai has always dreamt of completing her doctorate degree, and today she will be fulfilling this dream. She would like to thank her mother for all the support and strength. She also thanks her mentor, Dr. Parul Patel, for always believing in her. Nihai's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist and is planning to pursue her EPPP by the end of the year. On the other hand, Nihai enjoys non-traditional methods such as using art and experimental activities. Deshaun Vashon Brown, magna cum laude. From Atlanta, Georgia, LaShawn has been in the helping field for 15 years and still is passionate about it. She would like to thank her husband, parents, children, family, and friends for all their support and encouragement. LaShawn will continue to expand her private practice specializing in women issues. Kristen Feeback, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Kristen Feeback lives in Spring Hill, Kansas with her husband and 3 children. She has aspired to getting her doctorate since she was in high school and has finally accomplished it. She would like to publicly thank her husband, who has been very supportive along with her children. Kristen plans to continue her private practice and pursue teaching at the collegiate level. Karen Gokia Lepiton, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Nairobi, Kenya, Karen has wanted to be a psychologist since she was 16 because the working of the human mind intrigued her. She would like to thank Salatin for his unwavering support and thoughtfulness. She thanks Alex and Vicky for their encouragement, and her parents, Henry and Grace, who have unfailingly exuded nothing but pride in her. She hopes to open a private practice in Kenya that specializes in therapy for children. Renee Gamino, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Bakersfield, California, Renee has been inspired in behavioral sciences after taking Psychology 101 at UC Irvine, inspiring her passion for understanding others. She thanks her parents, Renee and Pamela Vaquez, who instilled a strong work ethic and compassion to serve others. She also would like to thank her devoted husband, Marco, and 2 precious children, Annabelle and Christian, who were her inspiration to persevere. Renee would also like to become a professor at a local college. Sarah Gilman, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Through encouragement and support from her sons and friends, she has fulfilled a long-held dream of completing her doctorate. Dr. Gilman would like to thank her sons, Jeremy and Seth, for their enduring encouragement to be a lifetime learner and to face challenges with grace and determination. Her girlfriends, who are by her side every step of the way, believing in her no matter what. And to Len, who has shown her the true meaning of loving partnership in all types of weather. She looks forward to continuing to expand her reach to bring hope and healing to those in need. Susan Harvey, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Residing in Michigan with her loving family, Suzanne has been interested in clinical psychology since the first psychology course she took, which led her to current love of teaching psychology. She will continue to pursue her passion as a professor at Delta College. She thanks her wonderful husband, Doug, her 3 amazing girls, Ashley, Allie, and Maddie, who support her throughout this entire process, and to her parents, John and Nancy, who inspire her to always reach for her goals and encourage her every step of the way. Stephanie Jimenez, Juris Doctorate. Stephanie has always been interested in the study of law and how it impacts many aspects of our lives. She would like to thank her parents for instilling a love of learning and the importance of an education. She would like to thank her husband and children for all their support and sacrifices, which allowed her to accomplish her goal of a law degree. Melissa Jimenez, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Visalia, California, Melissa has been interested in the behavioral sciences since her first course in her undergraduate studies. She thanks her family and colleagues who have encouraged her to reach her full potential. While Melissa's career and educational focus has been in the field of forensic psychological services and childhood trauma, her focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist and advance into the field of neuropsychology. Ultimately, she hopes to utilize her experience in trauma combined with her interest in brain imaging technology to specialize in complex trauma care. Margaret Fletcher Hawk, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Dr. Maggie owns a private practice agency and works with the military providing counseling and psychoeducation in international settings. Her love of psychology is based on her belief that it is the perfect balance of an empirical, evidence-based science as well as an art and how it is applied therapeutically. Her specialties include treatment for anxiety, depression, relationship development, PTSD, and military life. Dr. Maggie lectures internationally on a wide variety of topics. Margaret Hicks, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. Margaret has earned her graduate degree in behavioral sciences and has continued to be a dedicated, lifelong learner and has always been eager to expand her own knowledge as well as those around her. Initially, she was providing therapeutic interventions with individuals and couples in a private community counseling service. And more recently, she is fulfilling her postdoc work while practicing in an intensive outpatient rehabilitation program center, facilitating both individual and group therapy. Simultaneously, she is once more at private practice as a component of her postdoctoral requirements. Margaret exhibits determination and is passionate about improving the human condition through counseling. James Joseph, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. James Joseph was interested in counseling and clinical psychology from early days. He thanks Dr. Susan Schaefer, his early mentor in graduate school, and the CalSouthern Doctoral Guide and mentor Dr. Kate Andrews, and early mentor Dr. James Shaw, as well as the doctoral committee, Dr. Linda Salvucci, Dr. Nadera Pardo, and the dean, Dr. Barbara Grimes. James was inspired by the Salesians of Don Bosco, the missionary order he belongs to, and Mother Teresa, whom he knew personally for many years. His interest in the area of addiction, and he is going to work in northeast of India, helping in the addiction prevention and counseling services. Molly Ann Light, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Molly Ann would like to thank her friends and family for coming all the way from New Jersey to celebrate this occasion with her and for their ongoing love and support throughout the process. She is looking forward to getting her license and opening a private practice that will specialize in stress and anxiety. She is grateful for her teachers, coaches, and mentors who have guided her along the way. Gail Logan, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Born in Delaware, Gail lives in Philadelphia, where she has raised her children and built her practice. She became interested in psychology as a nursing student when during rotations in psychiatry, she helped a retired doctor and a child avoid institutionalization and expulsion, respectively. Gail is excited about publishing her first book and aims to publish another on treatment interventions for ADHD. She thanks her family, friends, and CalSouthern's faculty for helping her fulfill her dreams. Michelle Madoff, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Michelle would like to thank her husband for his unswerving love, support, and encouragement that makes a profound difference in her life. She thanks her father, Richard, who taught her perseverance, her stepchildren, Laura and Jamie, for their patience during her quest for her scholastic endeavors, her sister, Sabrina, who boosted her confidence and motivated her throughout her educational journey, and her brother David, who provided encouragement in the form of care packages. Special appreciation to Cynthia for her collegial support and friendship, and for Carolyn and Tony for their love and patience. Michelle hopes to teach and to open a private practice in California. Shia Juarez Mayberry, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Sacramento, California, Shia made a goal at the age of 13 to earn her doctorate degree in psychology. True to her nature and letting no obstacle deter her, Charlotte was determined to achieve this goal nearly 30 years later. She would like to thank her husband, her children, and her mother for their unconditional support and love during this long journey. Ultimately, she hopes to gain her licensure and raise awareness about hoarding disorders. Carla Mayorga, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Messina, California, Carla has been an overachiever since an early age. She has had that thirst for knowledge and believes there is good in people. She thanks her son Ken, her boyfriend Rod, and her beloved late mother and sister Gloria for their support. She wants to make the world a better place for everyone and speak for those that have no voice. She is working toward her licensure as a clinical psychologist and building a private practice with a focus on cultural issues and relationships for adults. Dante McKinney, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Los Angeles, California, Dante first became interested in human behavior after a criminal profiling course in her master's program. She thanks her husband for his support and love during her doctoral studies, which led her to achieving her dream of becoming Dr. K. She will continue to explore all avenues of interest in psychology, including consulting, teaching, research, and writing. Eventually, she aims to gain licensure as a psychologist. Marcy Moreau, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Marcy is a registered psychologist in British Columbia, Canada, where she currently works in private practice specializing in the treatment of trauma. Marcy would like to thank all the mentors, committee members, student advisors, and especially Dr. Kate, who guided her through her doctoral project. Late life depression, complexities of diagnosis and treatment. If it weren't for the unfailing support of her husband and family, Marcy believes she would not be celebrating today. Lynette Nahigan. Lynette would like to thank the following individuals for their support and the commitment they have given her through the journey for this doctoral degree. Dr. Albert Bajaj, Dr. Patrick McKiernan, Dr. Gina Hamilton, Dr. Barbara Grimes, Dr. Toby Spiegel, John Geronian, Elliot Nahigan, Gardena Nahigan, Candace Nahigan, Simon Nahigan, Armin Nahigan, and Brisky Barshumian, and the entire Support Services Department, along with the Registrar's Office and Accounting Office as well. She looks forward to working as a clinical psychologist and supporting all individuals that come into contact with every day, with devoted love, kindness, and humbleness. Lorraine McNeil, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Lorraine McNeil is a registered psychologist assistant working in the field of mental health and substance abuse for 25 years. She is a first certified drug and alcohol counselor, has a BS in public administration and MBA from University of Phoenix. Lorraine has a PsyD from CalSouthern working towards licensure to start her private practice in clinical psychology. Lorraine is thankful to her family and the university for making a lifelong dream come true. Rosa Patterson, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Rosa has been interested in the field of psychology since her undergraduate work with families and children affected by autism. Rosa had worked with families and children affected by autism for over 20 years and looks forward to supporting the entire family unit, not just the identified client. Rosa's goal is to improve the quality of life for both the families and the children she serves. Rose would like to thank her husband Andrew and son Jack for their unwavering support while in the program and the families that selfishly participated in her doctoral project, without whom Rosa could not have completed her project. Christine Maldonado, magna cum laude. From Southern California, Christine has studied business administration and finance since she first started attending college. She thanks her supportive family who continually push her encouragement throughout her journey. She also thanks all of her mentors who enriched her learning experience. For the past 12 years, she has worked for the city of Glendale and looks forward to applying her newly acquired knowledge and skills. She is ready for the next chapter of her career. Naomi Matero, Bachelor of Business Administration. Naomi is grateful. She never imagined that someday she'd be a graduate. Naomi is grateful first and foremost for her family, Timmy, Anne-Marie, Bobby, Ruth, Corey, and Scott, who supported her with love and faith, prayers, and coffee, and they never doubted she could be here today. She's incredibly thankful, especially for her sons who were proud of her with or without a degree. She'll always remember fondly her friends like Raul, who kept bossing her to just be done with it. Naomi thinks that the best part of taking so long is that she got to work with many wonderful advisors: Frances, Jovan, Lauren, and Diana. Rose is an angel too. A huge thank you to her incredible mentors, Joan Saunders and Dr. Bukaj. Casey Matthews, Bachelor of Business Administration, magna cum laude. From Manteca, California, Casey has been working in human resources for over 10 years. And even though she has gained a significant amount of experience, she always wanted to go back to school and receive her bachelor's degree. She would like to thank her family and friends for their support, and her husband for always pushing her to achieve her goals, and her daughter Abigail for giving her a reason to fulfill her dream. Mario Morales, Bachelor's of Business Administration. Mario would like to thank his wife and kids for their support. He would not be graduating today were not for his family. Very special thanks to his mentors and academic advisors. After 21 years of service and multiple deployments, Mario looks forward to retiring from the military next year. Armed with a bachelor's degree, Mario hopes to move into city management and continue his career in code enforcement for the city of Encinitas, California. Consuelo Rogers, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Roxbury, North Carolina, Consuelo has been interested in the behavioral sciences since high school, where she volunteered in the guidance department. She thanks her parents, William and Lula, who installed the word of the Lord in her. She thanks God for a solid foundation. She plans to further the kingdom, mentor youth, and empower young adults. Much respect for Pastors Darrell and Kimberly Thompson, who taught her that again is a game. Cool. Helen Siegel, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Southern California, Helen Ann, a Renaissance woman, successful in many different occupations, but late in life she found her real passion for psychology. Helen has plans to become a licensed psychologist, where in practicing she will use all of her knowledge and clinical training to provide a supportive environment in which she, with compassion and empathy, will work with clients to overcome their emotional problems. Mary Beth Shields, Doctor of Psychology. Mary Beth flew in from Allen Park, Michigan, accompanied by the man of her dreams, Pat, and their 4 incredible kiddos, Lucy, Jack, Molly, and Maggie. With Dr. Apple Bajaj, these 5 are the main cheer team to keep her eye on the prize. Mary Beth will continue to be happily married, raise your 3 teens and tween, and maybe teach at the college level. Dinner, dancing, and celebrating happens December 28th for Dr. Shear. Karen Chiners, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Strongsville, Ohio, Karen's lifetime goal has been to get her degree in psychology. She thanks her family for supporting and encouraging her throughout this process. Dr. Stacy Dills Harriman for always being there when things got tough, and Dr. Pat McKiernan for always leading her in the right direction throughout her doctoral project. Karen will use her research in adult ADHD to offer evaluations and treatment to persons in the community through her private practice. Patricia Squaj, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From Oxford, Michigan, Patricia has fulfilled her dream of pursuing a doctorate degree in psychology. She thanks her husband Larry, as she couldn't have accomplished this without his love, support, and encouragement. Patricia is a licensed professional counselor and is a nationally board certified counselor. Patricia is a rehabilitation specialist working with traumatic brain injury patients and plans to open a private practice specializing in psychology testing and assessment. Stacy Tripane Barber, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. From New York, Stacy is duly licensed as a mental health counselor and behavior analysis. Stacy has over 13 years working with children, specializing in the treatment of autism and related disorders. Stacy is actively pursuing licensure as a psychologist. She is thankful for her family, friends, and colleagues who have been there along the journey. Tricia Williams, Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Dr. Tricia Wallace has been working for the state of California in the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation for 10 years. Dr. Wallace is committed to contributing to the fields of suicide prevention and research and transgender and gender equality. Dr. Wallace plans to continue her career in the state of California, obtain licensure as a psychologist in California, and open her own private practice and consultation business to inspire and support others, helping others fully claim their own power. Sherilyn Ward Crawford, Doctor of Psychology. Hailing from the small Caribbean island, St. Kitts, Sherilyn's academic journey started 18 years ago. Today, she celebrates this pivotal moment with her family, who has been her source of strength and support. Tomorrow, she starts another exciting journey to acquire licensure and her ultimate goal of private practice. Heather Williams, Doctor of Psychology, cum laude. Heather is incredibly her kids and empower and friends with her unwavering support through this process. Heather is honored to work for the Orange County Sheriff Department and to serve those in law enforcement who protect and serve our communities. Heather looks forward to building increased capacity in law enforcement peer support programs and help reduce the stigma of mental health issues. Angela is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Georgia. In her private practice, Angela specializes in counseling adults, families, and couples who are experiencing a variety of psychological stressors. As an adjunct professor, Angela supervises the clinical work of master's level counseling students. She credits her grandmother for her curiosity and interest in human behavior, and thanks her mentor, Dr. Catherine Perkins, for inspiring her to pursue her passion for counseling. James Wilson, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. He believes that excuses are tools of incompetence. They build monuments of nothingness, and those who specialize in them seldom amount to anything. He has always been intrigued with learning all aspects of human behavior, mental illness, and psychology. James would like to thank God and his family, who has helped him maintain a 3.75 GPA throughout the duration of his doctoral studies. Keep in mind that if earning your doctorate degree was easy, then everybody would have it. Stephanie Witt, Doctor of Psychology. Stephanie's bi-coastal life recently relocated her and her family from El Segundo, California to Bath, New York. She has enjoyed her 5+ year journey to earn her PsyD and looks forward to focusing on her husband and children again. Stephanie is a professor mentor here at CalSouthern and is excited to see her co-workers and students in person today. Stephanie would like to thank her friends and family for being here and helping her stay the course. Her husband Rob has always been her rock, and today Dr. Witt celebrates with him too. Doctor of Psychology, summa cum laude. Dr. Worry is from the beautiful state of Idaho, where she has a private counseling practice. She is very grateful for the love and support she has received from her children and wonderful husband in her educational endeavors, and the many people who have helped her on her path. She has plans to pursue licensure as a psychologist and reach out and help people all over the world through her mental health video channel, Dear Dr. Becky, and soon to be released book, The Paradox of Trust. Monica Ziegler, Doctor of Psychology, magna cum laude. Monica has been interested in psychology since the initial of her undergraduate studies. She thanks her parents, Jose and Maria, her husband Justin, and her 2 children, Jayden and Kylie, who inspire her a love of learning and growing. Monica's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist. Ultimately, she hopes to continue to grow in her private practice and continue to manage and change others' lives. Tricia Davis Williamson, Doctor of Business Administration, cum laude. Tricia Davis Williamson resides in Sacramento, California, where she lives with her children and husband. Her life is very busy as she's a mother of 4, 8, 11, 22, 23, wife, and Senior Human Resources Manager for a large consumer technology company. Tricia has been in senior leadership roles within human resources since 2007 and has been in the human resources field since 1999. She has over 17 years of management and HR experience within many industries. Tricia wants to thank her family and friends for their support, and she's excited to celebrate this exciting occasion with them. Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Dr. Tuan Minh Lee graduated from pharmacy school in Vietnam, currently working as a pharmacy manager for Kaiser Permanente in Elk Grove, California. With extremely busy schedule, he completed his Doctor of Business Administration focusing in healthcare management with highest distinction, summa cum laude. He specifically thanks his parents, Mr. and Mrs. An Lee, lovely wife, Dr. Loan Phan, and daughters Aiden and An Lee for their unconditional love and support. And Doctor of Psychology, Business Administration, summa cum laude. Carol would like to thank her husband John, her children Liz and Megan, and her mom Mary for their support throughout this program. Additionally, Carol thanks her doctoral project chair, Dr. Mike Ewald, and committee members, Drs. Booker and Phillip, for their support and valuable counsel. Carol dedicates his achievement to Patrick Wren, PhD, who provided the impetus for pursuing an additional degree. Thomas Dow, Doctor of Business Administration, summa cum laude. Thomas had been interested in finance since the year 2000 stock market crash. So many people lost their savings, and I was one of them. He wondered how people could invest safely and transparently. Therefore, he decided to continue his education in business management. He found CalSouthern and is now finished with his DBA program. Tanya Abate, Master of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude, from Toronto, Canada. Tanya has been interested in the field of psychology from a very young age. She is currently employed at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health and has been involved in research on nicotine dependence, substance use disorders, and problem gambling. She would like to thank her CalSouthern mentors, her family, and her husband for keeping her motivated and inspired. Ultimately, Tanya is interested in pursuing research initiatives in the field of forensic psychology. Felicia Adams, Master of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Santa Rosa, California, Felicia has worked hard to receive her master's. She is currently interning at Social Advocates for Youth and in a private practice. Her hope is to gain licensure as an MFT and PPC and open her own practice. She would like to thank her family and friends who have supported her in all her pursuits. Johanna Aviles, Master of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. Johanna grew up in Brazil and has worked with children for over 15 years in the U.S. She graduated from CSUN with a Bachelor in Psychology and currently works at San Fernando Valley Counseling Center. Johanna is currently at the developmental stages of providing services as a parent educator as well as planning her future MFT practice. She would like to thank her life partner and family members for all their support during her journey. Master of Science in Psychology. From Columbia, Maryland, Tempe has set her sights on becoming an industrial and organizational psychologist since her very first psychology course in the 11th grade. She thanks her mom and extended family who showed continued support throughout her journey in earning her master's. Tempe intends to earn her advanced degree to work in the professional field. Ultimately, she hopes to open up a private counseling firm catering to global organizations. Pinky feels truly grateful to be able to finish her master's degree here at California Southern University, in addition to working full-time as a teacher for the past 2 years. She would like to thank her parents, For their unconditional love and support, she would like to thank all of her mentors and professors who continue to teach, motivate, and inspire students every day. Pinky's future goals include entering the PsyD program and to become a licensed clinical psychologist. Judith Good Close, Master of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude. Judith is a credentialed learning disability specialist and is taught at elementary through college levels. She is also a credentialed gerontologist and has served as an ombudsman for the elderly. Her current MS thesis examines extending a brief therapy from palliative care to a broader population of older adults. She will continue that research and pursue a PhD in gerontology. She thanks her family for their encouragement, with a special thank you to Dave. Catherine DeHaro, Master of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude. Born in Cambridge, England, Kathleen currently resides in Austin, Texas with her husband, Chris. Kathleen served as an art educator for the past 19 years. She wishes to thank her favorite long-term mentor and fellow art educator, Paula King, who is with us today at commencement. Kathleen is in deepest gratitude for her family, friends, staff, and mentors at CalSouthern who continue to support her PsyD adventure in the School of Behavioral Sciences. Danielle Mendes, Master of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude. A New Jersey native, Danielle currently works as an athletic advisor at the collegiate level. Danielle plans to use her graduate degree to better assist the student athletes she works with and hopes to further her education in the sports psychology field. Danielle would like to thank her family for always believing in her and her boyfriend for his constant support and for encouraging her to make the trip to California to obtain her degree. Eileen Knight McFarland, Master of Science in Psychology. Eileen has been working in the field of chemical dependency since 1990. Her compassion and commitment to recovery from substance addiction is credited to her family members who have accomplished many years of successful recovery. She is most grateful for her children, for the time sacrifices they have made during her studies, and most of all for her husband Jim, who inspired her to pursue her degree and encouraged her throughout. She plans to continue to counsel and direct the teens and families she works with. Seraphin, Master of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Los Angeles, Pamela has dedicated her studies to the neuroscience of drumming. As an Afro-rock percussionist and brain fitness educator, she's determined to bring awareness of health benefits of neurodrumming to all those in need. She thanks her husband Danny for his constant love and support, and her children Jessica, Tia, and Tamika for patiently accepting her passion for being a musical misfit. Pinky's focus is to continue to capture neurodrumming while developing her band, the Lords of Afro-Rock. Marla Lyons, Master of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. Marla is a transplanted American living with her husband and 2 of 3 children in Southern Ontario, Canada. She has been a student of psychology since her undergraduate education and has been interested in the why of human behavior from a very early age. She credits the love and support of her children, as well as her husband, in assisting her in the completion of her degree. Integral to her success at CalSouthern was the guidance of her advisor, Kathleen Hawks, her mentor, Patrick McKiernan, and of course, Francis Simmons, who all played important roles in the thesis and academic process overall. Marla's goal is to teach at the junior college level or to obtain employment either in a hospital or government setting. Ashma Moran, Master of Science in Psychology, magna cum laude. Ashma has been interested in the behavioral science since her first course in college. She thanks those who mentored her throughout her master's degree. She thanks those who inspired in her a love of learning and gaining knowledge. She sends her thanks to her husband and her 3 kids for their support and understanding for being a full-time mom and a dedicated student. Ashmi's focus is to complete her journey to earn a PsyD degree in clinical psychology and to gain her license as a psychologist and open a private practice to help patients who suffer mentally or emotionally. Sciences come to have been interested in the field of psychology since her first course in undergraduate studies. She has been inspired by her parents and would like to thank her family for their unconditional love and support. She would like to enhance her knowledge and experience in the field of psychological research. She is a Master of Arts in Psychology. From Caracas, Venezuela, he has been living in California for the past 14 years. Behavioral science has always been one of her passions. Confident in her unique background and life experience, she is certain of her positive impact she will make to provide to the mental health community. She thanks her family and friends for their support, especially her mother, Hermina, who with her own example inspired her to always embrace life to the fullest. Lisa Popper, Master of Arts in Psychology, summa cum laude. Children, adolescents, and young adults has always been a dream of Lisa's. She has worked as a credentialed teacher and currently owns Social Skills Development Center, teaching social skills to those needing assistance in navigating life. Upon licensure as an MFT, Lisa hopes to work with this population as well as the bereaved. During her time at CalSouthern, two of her greatest supporters suddenly died, her husband John and son Bryce. These deaths could not only cause great pain, but prompted Lisa to question whether finishing her graduate work was attainable. With the love and support of her children, Laura, Chris, and Kevin, as well as her close network of family and friends, Lisa is proud to be a graduate and hopes to help others facing similar adversities in the future. From San Diego, California, Yasmin has been interested in psychology and behavioral science all her life. She thanks her husband Al, who inspired in her hard work, determination, and hope. She also thanks her son Ryan for inspiring her to be a better person every single day. Yasmin's focus is to finish her school psychology credentials and continue with her doctorate degree while working with children who have special needs. Master of Science in Psychology, summa cum laude. Rachel is from Yorba Linda, California, and became interested in psychology during her undergraduate sport psychology classes. She thanks her parents, Nancy and Lance, and her brother Kyle for being so supportive and encouraging throughout the process of not only her academic endeavors, but of going through her life experiences as well. Rachel would like to teach psychology courses, as well as gain licensure in stress management, with hopes of working with police, military, fire, and medical personnel. Miguel Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. Miguel has completed his first steps in his future endeavors in criminal justice and law. He firmly wishes to thank his family, grandmother Mary and father Al, mother Jennifer, and brother Fernando, who have been in their own ways supportive, inspired him along and throughout the journey. In addition, Miguel would like to give special thanks to those friends and faculty members who have pushed and supported him along the way, no matter the challenge. Miguel says it's one hell of a rodeo, folks. I made it in record time. Sean Sizemore, back in California. Sean has worked in the information technology field for over 20 years. Sean's main focus is in healthcare IT management with an emphasis on business workload process and corporate environment. His goal is to obtain a master's degree and one day become a CIO or VP of a large corporation. Master of Arts in Psychology, summa cum laude. Nikki would like to express gratitude to Michael, their children, and her parents for supporting and encouraging during this long journey. Nikki is currently working as a school-based therapist in Fresno. Tracy Turner, Master of Arts in Psychology, cum laude. From Peak, Ohio, Tracy's interest in behavioral science steadily grew throughout her time served in the United States Army. After serving for 10 years on active duty and after a 15-month tour to Iraq, Tracy saw firsthand the ever-growing need to help veterans returning from a war zone. She thanks her clinical supervisor, Connie Thomas, for her support and wisdom shared during practicums 1 to 3. It will never be forgotten. Special thanks to her wife for her continued support, even if it meant helping her study until midnight. Tracy's focus is to gain licensure as a psychologist. Ultimately, she hopes to open a private practice specializing in trauma, focused therapy, and especially targeting the military veteran population. Master of Arts in Psychology. From Jacksonville, Florida, Finney took an interest in the study of psychology during his early teens. He thanks his family for their support. He also gives thanks to all of his mentors, including Dr. Gia Hamilton, Dr. Laura Clevenger, and Dr. Parul Patel for their guidance. Most of all, he gives a million thanks to his brother Larry Williams. It has been a long, hard climb on the journey to get to this day, but here he stands. It is Finney's goal to return to CalSouthern to obtain his PsyD with a concentration on trauma, obtain his licensure, and open a private practice. Mehmet Yate, Master of Science in Psychology. Born and raised in Istanbul, Turkey, Mehmet has been living and working in Japan since 1995. Since his first experience as a volunteer counselor for community services, he has been interested in human development. He would like to thank his partner in life for 20 years, Satosha Murata, who has supported him, and his parents who have always loved him. Mehmet would like to work as a leadership coach, helping people rediscover themselves. Walter Allen III, Master of Science in Law Enforcement and Executive Leadership, summa cum laude. A resident of Covina, California, Walter has always had an interest in leadership since childhood. Walt was inspired by his high school teacher, Don Parada, who provides thanks and appreciation to his wonderful son, Walter Allen IV, his mentor, Dr. Michael Morris, and to Sharon for her love, encouragement, and support. Walter will continue serving as a director of Rio Hondo College Police Academy training the next generations of the Guardians of Society. Jeffrey Begg Herbert. From Southern California, Jeff has a BS in mechanical engineering and pursued an MBA to help advance his career in production and project management. He wants to thank his parents for their support and encouragement and for teaching him to love learning. He would also like to thank his wife for her continued support and putting up with the long mornings and evenings spent pursuing this degree. And I would also like to add, this is Dean Dr. Herbert's son. Andrew Briaze, Master of Science in Law Enforcement, Executive Leadership, summa cum laude. From Norco, California, Andrew has been in law enforcement for 27 years. He enjoys helping people and making an impact and difference in society. Andrew thanks his beautiful wife, Kamiko, and their 3 children, Hunter, Jayla, and Iana, for their support and always encouraging him to never give up. Andrew's focus is to promote within his organization and to teach at the university level. Master of Science in Law Enforcement and Executive Leadership, summa cum laude. Born in Glendale, California, Dan is a veteran of the U.S. Navy where he served as a rescue swimmer for 5 years. Dan was involved in 7 rescues, saving the lives of 11 people while stationed in Puerto Rico. He used a GI Bill to graduate with honors from Fresno City College, then transferring to UNLV to earn his Bachelor's of Science degree. Dan began his law enforcement career in Medina, California in 2011. Since then, he has been a motor officer, drug recognition expert, field training officer, and looks forward to continuing his career at the San Gabriel Police Department. Dan thanks his family, mentors, and friends for their support throughout this challenging process and is proud to provide an example to his son, Wayne, to do well in school. Earl Matthew Newton, Master of Business Administration, magna cum laude. From Oceanside, California, Pearl has been interested in business administration since the age of 15, where she worked as an assistant for a telecommunications company. She thanks her parents, her husband, and their daughters, the entire family for the encouragement, prayers, love, and support. Currently, as an education data and accountability coordinator, Pearl's focus is to advance in education administration and continues to support the family e-commerce retail business. Michelle Regassa, Master of Business Administration, magna cum laude. Michelle Regassa is from Chicago, Illinois, who is currently working as a nurse manager at Loyola Medicine. She finished her bachelor's degree in nursing in the Philippines. She got her strength and perseverance from her husband, children, and parents. She is forever in debt for all the support that her family has provided and sacrificed. She is hoping to return the favor to them and those who are in need of her services. Kara Kite, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. Kara Kite from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, has been interested in psychology since her first psychology class in high school. She would like to thank her family and loved ones, especially those here today, for their support and encouraging words as she made her journey through college. Kara ultimately hopes to use this degree to enhance the lives of those individuals with disabilities of all kinds. Jeremy Larson, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Jeremy would like to thank everyone who has helped him get to this point. His brother, who has never let him be okay with mediocre. His mother, who has never given up on him. His friends who have helped him overcome struggles of many kinds. And also himself for actually completing this and not quitting. He plans on continuing his education at CalSouthern, going for an MBA, as well as continuing to grow the company he started with his mother 5 years ago. Catherine Longershoot, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, magna cum laude. From Northern California, Catherine has been interested in behavioral and health sciences ever since she could remember. She would like to thank her strong grandmothers, Marilyn and Sharon, for being key role models in her life, as well as her hard-working parents, Dean and Shara. Though she has decided to pursue a career in pediatric oncology nursing, her degree in psychology will equip her in becoming an empathetic and analytic nurse. Thank you.
Congratulations again, CalSouthern graduating class of 2017. If you all would like to stand. Graduating class of 2017, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by authority of the Board of Directors, your degree is hereby granted with all the rights, privileges, honors, and marks of distinction. You may now move your tassel, and congratulations. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff, we extend our heartfelt wishes and encouragement for your continued personal, academic, and professional success. We are proud of the milestone you have accomplished today. This concludes the formal ceremony.